Hello and welcome to the Daily WIP, the show where we discover everyone is becoming a media company. Today I'm joined by Joe, who is turning a soda company into a media company. Today we are in the country. It's an area called Wairarapa, just outside of Wellington, New Zealand. So Joe, you've had a soda company for a while.
Yeah, 5 years.
5 years, and it's a craft soda, so it's a bit like the movement with craft beer, but it's craft soda.
That's the idea.
And you're growing a following, and in the sense of turning yourself into a media company, you've been using social channels like Instagram pretty well.
Yep.
The following is there, and so for you, as you look into the next 5 years, what are the big challenges in terms of getting to the consumers, outside of your distributors and everything else, but getting to the consumer with your brand and growing brand equity with them, with media?
What are the challenges?
Yeah.
Sheer numbers, I think, is the challenge. There's a lot of people, and a lot of and you're very limited through social stuff, through the amount of followers and the amount of people you buy. Increasingly, you have to buy views.
Yeah.
So I guess that's one of the challenges, and then finding the content and making the content, and yeah.
So would you say that a big challenge for like a smaller brand that's just coming into the market, getting bigger and bigger, but in the early days of expense, one of the biggest challenges is creating the content?
Yeah, it's hard to justify.
Hard to justify.
Yeah.
And would that be because the ROI isn't clear?
Yeah, it's hard to go, let's spend $1,000 on some photos.
Yeah.
And then you get 150 likes per photo.
Yeah.
And you're like, what does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
What does that mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
Did I get $1,000 back? Did I get $10,000 back?
Did I get no dollars back?
Did I get 150 likes?
That's it, and they're not worth anything. Well, it's really hard to know what they're worth,
But
without attribution.
they're nice. Pretty pictures are good.
Pretty pictures are good. I mean, I think it's almost
come down to a dead end road up here.
That's good. I think it's almost just table stakes that you have to have stuff for people to look at and stuff for people to hear. Otherwise, they're really like, well, where do you exist? You know, you have your product, but your secondary product is talking about the world that your product inhabits. So, what sort of content are you thinking of doing in the world of enjoying a good soda?
I guess that's where we come to with we're dead end, man.
No, that's
we've
good.
Got magpies we've got magpies and cows, and
we've got heaps of space to go.
It's wild up here. Where we came to, I guess, was working out that you're not going to work out how much those photos are worth, but that you need to have them, and that they help tell the story and help create the brand. So where are we going in the next little while? Is definitely doing more professional photography.
Right.
The last stuff we did on our last product release was really good. Photos were great, and the responses were really good. Yeah. So we're definitely doing more of that. Maybe some video.
Maybe some video.
Maybe some video. Maybe a daily vlog.
Maybe a daily vlog. What would hold you back? No, this is interesting though. Like, what would hold you back from doing a daily vlog?
Time.
Right.
Time.
All right. So if you take that one out, just imagine that you had enough time.
Imagine you had enough time. If I had the time and the filmmaking experience of Rollo Winlock.
Right. This is all being shot on just the phone in your pocket, but yeah.
Yeah, but you know, there's the editing and the atmosphere.
Atmosphere. Yeah.
And the pre-planning. Pre-planning. We did so much pre-planning.
Yeah, we did 8 minutes of pre-planning for this?
I think so. Yeah.
So,
how long is a glass of wine?
Yeah.
8 minutes. Yeah, I guess that, I don't know, and relevance. I mean, it makes more sense for Whipster than it probably does for 6 Barrel Soda to have a daily vlog. I guess we could have a daily vlog of what's going on at the soda factory, what's going on in the world.
But I think the interesting thing about content nowadays is that content is a separate product.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I mean about the world that good soda, like quality craft soda inhabits, is that if you had a whole other product which was a little bit like Red Bull, right?
Yeah.
Red Bull's an energy drink, but their other product is sport. It's capturing sport and having a YouTube channel with 1 billion views.
Yeah, sure.
So what could you capture? It doesn't have to be a daily vlog, but what could you capture? Have like a YouTube channel that all of the people that love craft soda would be like, this is my jam.
This is my jam.
This is where I want to hang out. These are the things I want to see.
Yeah,
And Six
I
Barrel
mean,
Soda
that's-
owns that IP now.
That's tricky. I mean, Red Bull did a good job of that because they were just everything that's extreme is
Yeah.
them.
But that sort of stuff is only obvious in hindsight.
Yeah.
Imagine having what they have, which is a sugary drink with guarana in it, and going, okay, we're going to own extreme sports. At that time when it was new, they're like,
Extreme
how are we going
sports
to do that?
and DJing and music and parties and race cars and everything.
That's
yeah.
it. But it all
Wild.
happened. Yeah, it all happened within time. It didn't all happen at once. So what is one
feel-
thing that
I feel
you
like
could?
that's a little artificial for us. I
Right.
don't know. I feel like having something that we push too much as being a thing we're really trying to sell heavily on people is not really our vibe. Our
But
vibe's
I
a bit
think
more-
that's the point. Is that the I mean, it's even like this interview we're doing now. I'm not trying to sell basically anything to the audience. It's just an audience of people who think about video, think about content, think about brands, think about creativity.
Yeah.
And we're having a discussion from a perspective of someone who's thinking about that.
yeah.
There's no selling of anything here, but it's in the sphere of what people love, which is why they're doing what they do. And our product happens to live in that world.
Yeah. And
so-
so in the video world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's an offshoot.
It's an offshoot. I mean,
Yeah.
even that's why it's so meta. Is that we're making a video about
It's
video.
crazy meta, yeah.
It's so meta. But I mean, I suppose one interesting point there that you're making is that maybe your followers aren't even into the idea of something that could ever feel forced.
Yeah.
And so that would actually be anti-brand to even do it.
Yeah.
So to win, you might actually have to become an anti-media company.
An anti-media company. I think you have to do media. I just think maybe a selling stuff that's not exactly us might not be right.
No, exactly. Well, that's the point, is that it has to be exactly you for it to work.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a car coming. Should we run across?
Let's get 'em off.
So, but the thing there though is that you do have the Instagram channel,
Yep.
and it's a distribution channel, right? It distributes your message to your captive audience,
Yeah.
who have decided to follow you.
Sure.
So that's happening, and you've decided to put artwork in there. The odd video, I've seen the odd video in there, you know,
There's a few little videos. Yeah.
showing some things. So if you imagined that Instagram channel in the future, what would you do with it next?
I think what's quite good about it is that it's quite honest and it's quite us, and like I do all of it. It's very transparent. I don't know. I feel like a lot of social media stuff is from companies is they've just paid some PR company to do it, and it just
Yeah.
looks like trash. It's just ads on it's just ads on your phone.
That's it.
So, I mean, yeah, there's definitely more higher quality photos, and yeah, better content, but it would still have to feel pretty natural and pretty
Should we keep going?
pretty us. Yeah.
Well, what about, so because I think a lot of companies are thinking, look, content, repeatable content, if we're not actually a content company, if we're not actually a content producer. So, I mean, for me, this is easier because I come from 15 years of making videos. So,
Yeah.
of course, it's obvious to me.
Yeah.
But for you, what about the idea of partnering with a brand, like a sister brand,
Yep.
that feels the same, has the same people who love both of them, but they are some form of media company?
Sure.
Like they're a TV show or a radio show or a podcast or something.
Yep.
And that together you become this Uber thing, but they produce the content, you produce the product.
You mean like Six Barrel Soda and Whipster?
Well, we're a product company.
Yeah.
We're not a media company. No, it's like
Isn't everyone a media company?
ah, yes, you've done it. You've just ruined me.
Turned you.
Oh, how did you do it?
Yeah.
No, I mean more like if it was Six Barrel Soda and Radioactive,
Yes.
that type of thing.
Sure.
You know, and that everything on Radioactive is brought to you by Six Barrel Soda,
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's.
and it's the same thing, right? You almost acquire them as a property to say you're now our media arm. You're a radio station for
and
us.
it's a little bit like what Spin-Off's doing with like promoted content. It's not advertising. It's just kind of like it's not heavy-handed. It's quite nice.
Yeah, because it's never about advertising. That's the key thing, is that you never talk about your products or anything.
Yeah.
In this content world, it's just stuff that your audience likes.
Yeah,
Like,
and I think that works really nicely in that sense. So we definitely do that sort of thing.
yeah,
Whether it's sponsoring a radio show or
yeah,
working with things like that. That's quite nice.
yeah. but actually doing it, becoming a media company seems pretty hard, you think, at this stage?
I think for us, I mean, we've got, I think media companies is a secondary role often, right? Like it's,
Yeah, oh, it is.
you get the first company going really nice. And we are doing a lot of media, I guess, in terms of the social stuff we're doing, the advertising stuff that we're doing.
Yep.
But yeah, in terms of like fully fledged vlogs and podcasts and TV shows and all that stuff, we're a little away from that. Yeah.
Early days.
Early days.
But do you think it's becoming a competitive thing where if you had a competitor in the craft soda area in your market, so selling directly to the people that you sell to,
Yeah.
and they started having some form of channel with, repeatable video or repeatable storytelling or a podcast or something, and that your audience started to follow them, and you're like, oh man, this is getting awkward. Is that the point where you're like, okay, I now need to invest heavily into this area?
Yeah, I think if our customers were like really reaching for more content from us and more engagement, more things to engage with, then it makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yep. But I feel like at this stage, people are relatively happy with the amount of stuff we're doing.
Right.
We've talked to a lot of customers like, would you like a weekly newsletter? Would you like that sort of stuff? And they're like, no thanks. I just want to like your photos on Instagram and grab your drink sometimes. And that's good. And then, but yeah, if something came along that people were all in, identified with, and it's a bit like how you see people wearing like monster hats and stuff.
Yes.
And they've got the whole, they got a sticker on their truck, and they've like,
God, yeah.
And they love it, and that's fine. But I think our fans are a bit less all in than that.
Right.
In a good way. I think they like to have lots of things they're into.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Without plastering brands all over themselves.
Yeah. And then what about the people that don't know about you yet?
Yep.
So say 50,000 people, 100,000 people know about you. I don't know what the number is, but say you want 10 times that.
Sure.
What is the quickest route to get those next 90% of the market?
Yeah, that's tricky. I mean, we're working on that a lot at the moment. I don't know if it's, and that's kind of the limitation of Facebook and Instagram and stuff, right? Like you can reach your audience if you're lucky, and then you can reach their friends or slightly wider audience, but it's the conversion into sales, and it's the finding more and more people. Yeah. And those people who, don't have Instagram but like good drinks, watch out for that.
Oh, yeah. But I think that's where the content comes in, is that your audience becomes your distribution network. They follow your videos, they love it, they send it to 3 friends, they love it, they send it to 3 friends. And that's how it goes. And I think that's what's going on with your Instagram stuff at the moment.
Yeah. And I guess
there is a network effect going on there.
For sure. Yeah, there is, yeah. And I guess things that we're working on are like, to reach that wider audience might be events, or it might be like working with other brands to reach them, or it might be, maybe it's content that's not just like advertising, it's like, I don't know, really nicely made videos of things that we've done that maybe get shared on stuff, or, wide-reaching news outlets. Yeah. We haven't made any, maybe, I don't know. Maybe we need some viral meme videos.
Viral is the new viral.
Viral is the new viral.
Oh my God. All right. So what's one tip that you'd give somebody who's trying to start a consumer brand? One tip that you've learned about how to get into the market. One tip of like what not to do, or what worked. No, just basically anything. How to get into the market.
I think the like honest, transparent stories worked really well for us.
Right.
Just us telling it.
Yeah.
You see like the big soda companies launching new products. The whole thing feels really gross.
Right.
And some people buy that and some people love that, and that's fine. But I think, just that honest and transparency is quite good.
Good.
Yeah.
Honesty, done.
Honesty, simple.
Done. The end of episode 15. 15, can you imagine?
15.
3 weeks. 3 weeks of the daily vlog. So
3 weeks? Oh yeah.
Yep. Friday.
Nice.
So thanks for being here. You'll also see that the address book has been updated in WIP, so enjoy that. It means you can now mass delete everyone. Highly depressing. And that's not the point at all.
we're gonna burn out. We're gonna burn out. That's it.
Thanks, Darren. We'll see you next week. Bye.